This is a special presentation. Welcome to the Inside Track, presented by Red Shores. Here is your host, Peter McPhee.
Well, thanks very much, and welcome to another edition of the Inside Track. Very pleased to be joined by Deanna Clow tonight. Deanna's an owner and a trainer here at Red Shores, both in Charlottetown and Summerside. Deanna, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Deanna, first of all, I know you've had a storied history in the sport. How did you first become involved in the game? Tell us about that.
I really couldn't help being involved. Everybody in my family was involved, right? Dad, right down, actually. Dad's mom, too, so it was...
Kind of no choice.
No choice.
Yeah, right on. Yeah. Now, who were some of the people? I know you've got a lot of people on both sides of the family, but who were some of you that sort of encouraged you to get into the sport?
Well, Dad, of course. Cheryl, of course. I'm going to say Do, Harry, Oki, Vincy, and Gary.
And those are the Poltons, of course.
Yes, brothers and cousins, yeah.
Yeah, so again, you must have learned a lot from them just to sort of get started and get into the game.
Just by hanging around. Yeah. I was one of those watchers, and I could do it, you know.
And what sort of spurred you on to sort of take the leap to get involved on the training side and eventually on the owner side?
It just kind of happened. It just evolved. I owned horses with Dad and Cheryl all along, and then it just happened. I was working with Oki, I was working with Vincy, you know, that's just how it happened.
And did you fall in love with the game right away?
Yes, always. We never missed races, ever.
You were here, and did you travel around to Summerside, Charlottetown? Was it mostly Charlottetown?
Mostly Charlottetown, sometimes Summerside. Dad had state colts. They weren't that good, but we did do the circuit, but we got road trips in.
Yeah, right on. Now, Deanna, you're an owner, you're a trainer, but you also look after your horses and race night, which amazes me. I know you work outside of the industry as well, but take us through a day when you get up and have to get a horse ready to race here tonight.
Okay, well, you know ahead of time from the draw, you know when you're in. So to me, like, we just make sure that all the harnesses together, everybody's got their own stuff, it's on the trailer. Get up, feed, jog the ones that aren't, turn out the ones that are, take them in, get them ready, shape, you know, brush them off, get them all spruced up for race day and on the trailer for time to be here to warm up and unload, get them ready, warm up in the paddock, and then it's just showtime.
So again, when you're a fan and you're coming to the races and you see these horses behind the gate and they race and they look beautiful and everything looks great and you hope you get a winner or first or second or third, there's a lot more that goes into it than actually seeing the horse behind the gate.
Oh, big time. Yeah, it's an everyday thing.
It's an everyday thing. Yeah, for sure. As an owner, what was your first horse that you owned?
Like I said, I owned some horses with Dad. I owned some horses with Cheryl. Cheryl and I actually had a home bred with Oki. It was a link-up colt. His name was Outrageous Gossip. His name was the best part of him. He did win like a race here in Charlottetown a long time ago. But then Les and I had a homebred too, Mr. Macarena. So he was my first horse, like on my own, like everything too.
Yeah, and was that your first win as an owner? Who gave you your first win as a pari-mutuel win?
I think Outrageous Gossip.
Okay.
Like we're talking 80s.
Okay.
Late, yeah.
Okay.
So.
Do you remember who drove the horse?
I think Walter Chevrolet drove him.
Is that right?
Yeah, because I worked for Rookie at the time, and we were down and Walter was stabled with us.
Yep.
So it was a good fit.
Now, you talked about being a groom. What are the most important things for a groom? I know it's coming up where we're going to recognize grooms across Canada. If you said to somebody who was going to be a groom, what would be the most important things looking after a horse?
Anytime that I started with somebody new, I would kind of always make a connection with the horse. I would pet them and stuff and just get them to know me, you know. I'd always make sure that every bit of gear was in front of that horse, every bit, and I knew how to rig it out, like where the holes went and the hobbles and knee boots, chin boots, all that stuff, right? Whether they wore their knee boots to warm up, there's different things. Different horses every horse is different, so they all have different needs, and you have to know what they are. Make sure that you look after their legs, make sure you look after their feet. And to me, a big thing is watering them out. I'm still one of those ones, like Harry says, sometimes stuck in the 70s. I'm still walking them down there. I like to cool them out. Not all the time, but if I think they need it, I will. I'll walk them out, cool them out. Watering them out is a big, big deal.
It sounds like you really want to look after the horse and do what's right for the horse.
Always, always. Yeah.
Deanna, do you develop special relationships with certain horses along the way? Do you have favorites, and is there somebody that are close to your heart?
Absolutely, absolutely. They all have different traits, just like people do. I love them all. So I really have I really love all my horses. Yeah.
If there's one or two, I know that's hard because I know you are very close to all of them. Are there one or two that stick out to you over the years though that have been special for you?
Owned or
Both.
looked after?
Both. I maybe owned and looked after, one each.
Well, one each. I have a lot. Like Deanna Noakes.
Yep.
Jason had him.
Yep.
He was a lot of fun. Harvey Fashion, she was a lot of fun too. Oki had her with Donling. Pinewood Cadet,
Yep.
Vincy. Motorino was one of my all-time favorites.
Remember him, Terry Gallant's horse?
Yes. And Outlaw Positive Charge. Like, they're all great horses. Like, they just tried so much, you know, and they're a lot of fun to watch and be around.
Now, I know we mentioned you're an owner, a trainer, and a groom, but you have family in the game as well.
Oh, yeah.
Now, how important is this as a family unit to be involved in the harness racing game?
It is very important. It's very important to me. We always know where they are. We're usually always together. And it's great that they learned the industry as I did. It's the only way that this industry is going to stay alive, right? They need the love and the passion that we all had growing up so that it can continue, right?
Yeah, and your daughter's here on race nights. So
Abby.
I want to give a shout out to your 4 kids because they're in the game. So tell us a little bit about those kids and what they're doing.
Well, Abby works for Ronnie Gas.
Yep.
And Adam Murner, Corey. She loves it very, very much. Even when she was a baby and we'd be driving on, she'd see grandstands anywhere, St. John, Farrington, anywhere, and she'd start kicking and kicking. She's loved it always, you know. Madeline the same.
Yep.
Brett is now matineeing. He's actually driving.
How's
he
he
learned
doing?
to train last year, and he's doing very well. Yep, and he loves it. And Julia is between our stable and Jason's uses.
Yeah.
She's there all the time. Yep.
Sounds like she's going to be involved as well.
Oh, very good.
That's good. That's good. Now, finally, before we let you go, Deanna, I know you got horses in tonight. What do you enjoy most about the game? I mean, you've been around it a long time. What keeps you coming back?
Well, the rush. I love that. But Brian McPhee told me years and years and years ago, growing up here, like from a baby up, we were just not friends here. We're family. He said to me that, like, they watched me grow up, literally. Bill Henderson, all them guys down in the barnyard, they watched me grow up from a baby. Now they saw my babies. They're all growing up. We've been to each other's weddings. We've been to parents' funerals. That's family stuff, and we're very, very close. The connections that you have in harness racing, we're in Florida this spring. We were down with Danny and Wally and went through the yard, and we were meeting people that we knew from harness racing. Spent the day there talking. Like, it's pretty amazing.
The connections.
The connections, yes.
Now, finally, before we let you go, again, we always ask somebody who's joined us on the inside track to pick a race. Tell us about the horse, Jersey Joe, and why you picked this race.
Oh, Joe is a very special horse in more ways than one. If Vincey's down there watching, he'll be going, oh, Jason too. Mitch Tierney, okay, first of all, Jersey Joe was the last colt that Paul McDonald broke with my sister Cheryl.
Right.
And he raced here as a 2-year-old. And as you know, Paul died, and Cheryl sold her half. Years went by, and Mitch Tierney said, look who I found. So we said we had to get him home here. So we did, and looked after him for quite a while because he raced hard. He just needed some TLC. Anyway, he made the races, and like every year he seemed to get better.
Yeah.
So this trip that the race that you're going to show, him winning in 55 and 4, it was just something that I never ever thought would ever happen. And it's just very, very special to me.
Right. Close to your heart to think that he was here, broke, went away, came back. You got him back to the races.
Yes.
And he goes a big trip
Yeah,
back
unreal.
in 2016.
Yeah, unreal.
Deanna, thank you so much for coming on tonight.
Thank you.
Great to share your story. Continued success in the industry, and best of luck this year.
Thank you very much.
We're going to watch Jersey Joe win 3 years ago here in Charlottetown.
Finale race number 12, and it's a full field of 8 to contest. For one last time, we send it back upstairs. Track announcer Vance Cameron.
Jersey Joe, Beckenbauer, Shock the Rock, Female Finesse, Capitalism, Windermere Express, Idyllic Life, and Warrior Hanover. Top of the stretch. Approaching a start. Finale time. There they go. They're up and pacing. Capitalism, Shock the Rock, Beckenbauer, and on the rail, Jersey Joe. They're into the turn. Trappy got a little tight going to the 8th pole. Beckenbauer, the leader, coming from the outside. Capitalism up to challenge. Third up the rail. That's Jersey Joe. Now Shock the Rock is 4th. Pacing from 5th as they move along the back stretch. That's Female Finesse. 6 on the outside. Going to the quarter. Here's a Windermere Express. And on the rail, Idyllic Life. Boyer Hanover, the trailer, and we're under a judge's inquiry in the nightcap. Beckenbauer, the leader for Jason Hughes. Boom! Just like that, they fired up to 27-4 here in the finale. Beckenbauer, the leader. Capitalism is 2nd. Jersey Joe 3rd. Shock the Rock 4th. Racing 5th is Female Finesse. Windermere Express out all the way 6th. 7th, Idyllic Life, and trailing the field. Boyer Hanover halfway home. A fired up Beckenbauer, the midway point leader. 57-2 was the time. Going to the 5-8. Beckenbauer on top. Here comes Jersey Joe now 2nd. Third up the rail is Capitalism. Back into 4, Shock the Rock. Idyllic Life now is coming 5th. Female Finesse is 6th. Then it's Boyer Hanover. Windermere Express is dropping out of the race. They're by 3/4, and the new leader, Jersey Joe, takes over late from the outside. Idyllic Life now is coming 2nd. Back to 3rd, Beckenbauer. 1:26-4. The 3/4 time. Homeward bound Jersey Joe is the leader. Idyllic Life on the outside is 2nd. He came late, but too late. Jersey Joe will double up Bolton. 2nd, that's Idyllic Life. Rallying for the show prize, Female Finesse, 1:55-4. Wow.
This has been a special presentation. The Inside Track was presented by Red Shores.